Many people, companies, and universities today have adopted the LGBT influenced custom of referring to people by pronouns that are at odds with the way God created them, i.e., man expecting to be referred to by she, he, she, her, vice versa with a woman, or the non-binary version of this, they, them. Should we insist on referring to people with their actual pronouns instead of these fake queer ones? If so, how do we deal with the reactions which could threaten job security or a place in university? What if it's not clear if they are a man or a woman? Is that the end of that question? Yes. So I think that that's a case by case. I mean, generally speaking, we should not go along with the delusion, obviously. Generally speaking, that would be the preferred position to take. Do not go along with the delusion and appeal to your own freedom of speech, your own freedom of not being in delusion, not going along with something which is a lie. I think there's ample evidence, but so I think that would be the preferred stance of an Orthodox Christian. But is everybody able to do that? I think that's where you have a spiritual father. That's where you have, you consider the context, the job, the people, whatever is being thrown at you. I think you need a spiritual director and father to guide you in how to handle it and to what degree to push and all the rest. I can't answer that, generally speaking, because there are different cases, there are different intensities, and there's different ways you can handle it. And one would have to explain to me, Father, I'm in this context with these people. Here's how they're treating me. Here's how they're dealing with this. This is the rule. This is what they're telling me. If I do this, this is what's going to happen. And each person has to take stock of whether they're going to accept the punishment, right? Because this is not so much a clear-cut confession of Christ, the faith, etc. It's a standing for truth, which I think is a kind of confession of faith for sure. So there needs to be some discernment on each person and how they're going to deal with it. But generally speaking, should we refuse to go along and like support delusion? I think so. I couldn't do that. I couldn't refer to somebody who's clearly a male and act like they're a female. If the implication is I'm accepting this idea that you can create your own reality and you don't have to respect what God has made you, if that's what there is implied, that I'm going to go along with that, I think it's a bridge too far for me. But I think you need a spiritual father to help you navigate it.